All right, we are continuing talking about things not to do in an argument that make the argument actually worse. We have explored several things so far in my two previous videos. We talked about how bringing up a list of things you do around the house in defense is never helpful to you, how naming everything you do in the house is not helpful for your partner, how not stopping when someone says they're done talking can be very dangerous and unhealthy. We talked about shutting down and stonewalling, and today I want to talk about two other points where I see a couple coming together and one partner sharing what they need to share without first connecting to their partner. And I call it connect before correct. So I've done it a million times. I'm sure you've done it a million times as well, where I'm doing something, I'm thinking of something, I come to partner and was like, hey, why did you do that? Or something like that. And the partner is like, what? Like, it's never a good way to start a conversation with this kind of a like attacky in nature, that may feel attacky to a lot of people kind of way of talking. We always want to connect before correct. Daniel Siegel is the one who coined this term when talking about children, right? When a child is playing with blocks and it's time to eat dinner, when we say, hey, Johnny, it's time to eat dinner, come on, it's not very helpful or effective for a child. But when we calm down and we sit down with Johnny and we take a block and we are saying, wow, what are you doing here, buddy? What are you building? Looks like a really cool castle. It looks like a really cool fort. Wow. I like how you did this here. It's time to go eat dinner, honey. Let's go. If you do that, you will see that your child will be more likely to go with you because you came down to the child's level, you connected with the child, you were in the child's space for a moment, and then you said, okay, honey, let's go do this transition. It helps with transition a lot. The same thing helps when it comes to adult relationships, romantic relationships. When I'm doing dishes and you're in the bathroom and I'm shouting to you like, hey, did you register the water system like ever or something? And the partner is like, they haven't done it, right? A lot of times. And they was like, ooh, I didn't do it. And then like it doesn't set a good foundation, strong foundation for like a response. A partner can respond very nicely, be like, no, I haven't, right? But a lot of times we have a lot on our plates, we're overwhelmed, we're overworked at the end of the day, or like a busy weekend running, doing million things between kids activities and cleaning the house and packing lunches and all the stuff. Like, more chances than not, this information will not be received in the best way possible, and it can lead to all kinds of arguments. So connecting before correcting, just taking a second, just taking 30 seconds, 1 minute to just meet your partner where they are, can turn the whole conversation upside down in a good way. Not repairing is another thing that I see couples struggling with, which is leading to more disconnection. Research shows that it's not the amount of arguments that is important and helps people stay together and married. It's actually their ability to come back and repair after an argument. And you don't even have to do it all the time. Again, there are studies that show that 50% of the time, when you come back and repair 50% of your arguments, it can make or break your your marriage, and in this way it will make it right. So what does that look like? And what I see instead in my practice is couples waiting too long to come back and repair, or never repairing ever, right? We like kind of feel, I do that a lot as well. I kind of feel like I hope that it just goes away and we don't have to go there again and talk about it. And we kind of talked about it already, so we should be good, right? And then it's just there. The little piece is there, and then there's another argument, and there is no full repair, and another piece is there, and there is another argument and no full repair, another piece is there. And then all of a sudden, 7 days or 7 years later, there's all this resentment, all these frustrations, all these things coming, feels like out of nowhere, but they're coming from every day, the residue, emotional residue of this conversation that you had that you never processed and brought to a conclusion. And so all these other feelings, build up. So what do I mean by repair? Repairing can look like coming back together within an hour or within 24 hours, never longer than 24 hours. I would not recommend, where you come back and you talk about what happened. Like, wow, yeah, I saw our cycle. I felt attacked. I got defensive. You felt unheard. You started yelling. And there we were. I'm sorry I did that. That's not my intention. I kind of lost it for a moment. I know you know this, but I want to let you know again that I do love you and I care about you. The other partner says the same thing. You kiss, hug, and you move on. That's it. It can take 2 minutes. It can take 1 hour, depending on where you are in your marriage and how things are going. And that's done. Notice how the couples I work with are able to assemble the emotional experience, right? We talk about TEMP a lot, TEMP. So T is a trigger, E is an emotion, M is a meaning, and P is a protective behavior. So we need to understand this is what helps us to assemble our emotional experience. So we need to understand that when this comment is made, trigger, right? This is T. The E is an emotional experience, how I feel on the inside. I feel unheard, right? Meaning, the meaning I'm making is that you don't care about me. And then protective behavior, temp, P, right? What I do is I get defensive, or I shut down, or I start yelling. So you can connect any of this trigger with the action tendency, your emotion with the action tendency, right? When I feel defensive, I shut down. When I feel defensive, I go away, or I yell. And once you're able to do that, and like by the end of stage 1, my couples know how to do temp on their own, the repair becomes a breeze, because you're able to be like, okay, that's the trigger, that's the emotion, that's what happened to me. Oh, that's why we get stuck in the cycle. All right, let's not do it again. It's easy. There is less blame. There is less, like this. It's clear. It's clear what's happening, and there is safety to explore what's happening. So there is a lot less negative charge. There is a lot less blaming and criticism and stonewalling and all that, which again makes marriage fulfilling and great, and you love your partner and you see the goodness in them, and you know that you're a good person as well. So repairing is very important, and not waiting too long to come back and repair is also very important.